Alright, question 10. Okay, so the man in a rowboat 3 kilometers from the shore. So here we go. 3 kilometers from shore. Wants to reach a point B, a little ways down here. Okay, so, and we know that he rows at 2 kilometers per hour and walks at 4 kilometers per hour. So how far should he land in order to reach point B in the shortest amount of time? Okay, so what's going to happen here is we're going to assume that the guy in the boat's got to hit the ground somewhere along this shoreline here, and we're going to see what the distance is here. Now, I think the easiest thing to do here is to make this distance here x, and because this distance is 5, that makes this 5 minus x. If you switch these two here, your just expression gets a little bit uglier. Up here, the distance that that this guy's going to have to row, we can just apply the Pythagorean theorem, and that'll be x, the square root of x squared plus 9. Okay, so now we're going to try to minimize time. So time is going to equal distance divided by speed. Distance divided by speed. Okay, so the distance rowed over the speed that the guy rows at, distance walked over the speed walked at. And now, when we take the derivative of this, we are going to bring down a half. There's already a 2 down there, so it's going to get us a quarter times x squared plus 9 to the negative 1/2. And then we use the chain rule times the derivative of what's inside. And then over here, the 5 over 4, take the derivative of that, we're just going to get 0, and then we're left with the expression here, negative x over 4, and so we get a negative 1/4. And then because we're going to minimize time, if we can, we're going to set that equal to 0. And now we're going to solve for x. Now at this point here, it would probably make sense for us to kind of reduce things here. Now notice that there's a common factor of 1/4 here. If we just multiply through by 4, we can get rid of that, and then we're left with 2x over the square root of x squared plus 9 minus 1 equals 0. So bring the 1 over. 2x over root x squared plus 9 equals 1. Kind of multiply that up. We get 2x is equal to the square root of x squared plus 9. And we're getting really close to the end here. Square both sides to get rid of the square root. Bring the x squared term over. Divide by 3, and x is going to equal the plus or minus root of 3. Whoops, it's getting off the end there. Now, the negative square root of 3 doesn't work, or doesn't make any sense. So what we do here is our answer is going to be the positive root of 3. And so the original question says, how far from B should you land? Well, our distance from B up here was 5 minus x, so the distance therefore should be 5 minus root 3 kilometers from B.